Like, look at this guy. This guy is literally, like, staring at the corner. Like, literally at the corner. I'm pulling a U right now, bro. I just started him on, like, a diet. So, I'm trying to get him looking okay for the summer so he can actually go outside and run around without having some fat on him. He's only allowed to eat twice a day. So, I'm probably going to feed him now. And then I'm going to feed him, like, in, like, 5 hours, 6 hours. Every time this guy would fucking meow, my dad would go and give him food. So, that's unacceptable. So now, me and the homie, we're working at it. He's getting better every day. He already looks a little bit better. I need a haircut. Look at my hair. 4 degrees outside. Bumbaclat. This video is going to be more based around value, rather giving you some cool editing and shit. Okay, so I want to talk about anxiety because I fucking know every single human on this planet deals with anxiety, and I want to change the content around. I feel like the people that are watching my videos right now and the people that have been engaged, I feel like the basketball videos are cool, right? But there's so much more to life. And I feel like I learned so much, and I don't know, like, just like life is so intriguing to me, and I study so much in different areas of life, and I just feel like an asshole if I don't share anything. I feel like sharing with you guys a lot of things that, you know, I've been studying, and I've been thinking maybe I'm gonna do like some stuff where like I edit, so I make like cool little edits and shit with the sun blazing in my face. I know everybody goes through anxiety, or everybody will experience anxiety at least once in their life. Basically, I'm here to talk about all of them, even though I battled GAD, I believe, for, it was probably about 5 to 6 months, and this was at the end of 2021, going into 2022. And the reason why I believe I was battling it is because now reflecting on it, I think that I was just dealing with so much stress because I was pursuing like this video creation stuff, and I was essentially doing that like almost like a full-time thing, and like I was stressing, like I was just like, there was just so much going on. And I feel like when you pick up a lot of speed and you're just go, and then you just stop, like not even just slow down, you just completely just hit the brakes and you just stop right away without slowing down, I think you get a whiplash. And I feel like that's what I got like a mental whiplash. And just one day I'm just hanging out and away from like the work, like I'm not in front of the screen, like nothing, I was just whatever. And next thing you know, like I just started like, you know, shivering and like shaking and shit. I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm like, okay, I'm probably getting sick. And then 6 months down the road, right, for that whole entire time, like it just did not go away. Like I was shaking, I was tripping out mentally, like I was just dealing with a lot of shit, right, like in my mind. And I'm so fucking grateful to say that like you can say I beat anxiety, but like I still feel it sometimes, not too much, not all the time, right? But I still feel like I could say I beat it, right? Like I beat the hard levels, I guess. And now like I'm kind of just coasting, and whenever I feel anxiety, I do whatever I can to just, I guess you can say, fight it. Or I do whatever I can to just, you know, maintain, or I wouldn't say cope, but like I would like, you know, I feel it coming. All right, am I gonna sit with it? What can I do to counter it? For somebody that's like battling anxiety and they're like going through this shit, I want to give you guys some tips that might help you in your journey, because essentially these tips helped me. The first tip I want to give you guys is don't hide your anxiety. Don't hide your anxiety from your friends, from your family. Don't hide it from your people. The reason being is because what I found in my journey and like through my battle for the 6 months, what I found is that your friends and essentially like your family members, the people that you open up to about this situation, they are just as much of a psychologist as a psychologist is that you pay for. Like your friends, your family, whoever you open up to, they are literally your psychologist. You don't need to go and pay for a psychologist, right? That could be later on. But one of my first tips and tricks with Ghrizz, okay? My first suggestion, tip, whatever the fuck, is just utilize your friends and your family. Express to them how you feel it. Like, try to explain how you're feeling and try to explain where you may think it might be coming from, because you don't know who you're talking, like, you know who you're talking to, but you don't know what your people like face as well, right? Like, you don't really talk about that shit. So if you cover that, you'll learn a lot of things maybe about them, right? Whether it's friends, family, whatever. Like, you'll learn things about them, but they also might have dealt with it in their lives where they can help you go through your journey, right? So when I was battling anxiety, I had two important people in my life. I was training with this guy, and he, like, after a training session, like, I would sit with him for like 30 minutes, even sometimes up to an hour, and I'd just be talking to him like, yeah, like, I don't know, bro, like, I'm just tripping out, like, what the fuck is it? And like, he told me his story, like, he had his anxiety and shit, and like, he told me like ways that I can overcome it, right? And we're gonna cover a little bit of those things, because I obviously took his word for some of those things and I apply them to my life, and it actually helped, right? But we're gonna get to it. We're still on tip number 1, okay? And then like my other friend, like, I knew he felt like battled anxiety and shit, but like, and he could tell when like I was feeling a little bit anxious, and I would just look at him and he'd be like, bro, you good? And I'd just be like, you know, I'm a little bit wavy right now. And he's like, and like, he would be like, okay, like, here, like, drink some water. And he's like, okay, like, that's another tip, like, drink some water. And like, when you feel anxious, like, drink some water, like, you might feel good, right? And like, those are just little things, like drinking water. Like, if you're feeling anxious, right? Like, just have some clean, not fucking tap water, have some clean water, and you know, it could potentially calm you down, right? So those little things, right? So like, tip number 1 is just like, talk to people around you, right? Like, you don't need to specifically go to a psychologist. You don't need to go and fucking talk to like a staff member in your school or whoever the fuck. Talk to your friends. Talk to the people that know you. Talk to the people that you're comfortable talking to, right? Because if you go to a psychologist, you're gonna be like, who the fuck is this person I'm talking to? I'm talking to this random fucking person about my problems. Like, this doesn't make any sense. It makes sense, but it doesn't, right? Because you can get the same amount of therapy from your friends than you can get the same amount of therapy from your friends than you would from a psychologist, in my opinion. So that's step number 1, right? Like, go to your people, see what your people have to say about your situation. That's crazy. Look at this guy. You're on YouTube, son. You're on YouTube, son. Let me see your eye. You have eye boogers, bro. You need to get rid of those eye boogers, bro. I'm gonna clean your eye boogers when you wake up from your nap. Okay, you funny guy? Freaking guy. Oh, fuck. Yeah, the guy definitely tripped out. It's kind of dark in here. Let's turn this shit up. Feeling good today. The sun's out, blazing. I'm happy. I'm chilling. Had a great morning today. Woke up at 6 a.m. Been intermittent fasting. Haven't eaten since 6 o'clock last night. So I'm feeling fucking great. That's crazy. Anyways, so tip number 2. I don't even know what tip number 2 is. I'm literally improvising this. I don't have this shit written down. Literally improvising this. We're just walking around and kicking it. But let's talk about it. Tip number 2. What can I talk about? Tip number 2. What was another thing that helped me? Let me think on the spot. We're improvising right now. All right, we're gonna go with tip number 2. Tip number 2 is journaling. Journaling. And in correlation, I'm not gonna say the other thing as like tip number 3. I'll put this in correlation with journaling. Positive affirmations. A lot of people may agree with me, but a lot of people may be a little bit ignorant towards what I'm about to say, but like, you're programmed. Everybody's programmed. No matter who you are fucking programmed to a certain way. That's what culture is. That's what essentially like religion is. That's what fucking, like, you play sports. You're programmed to that sport because of the people or the atmosphere that you grew up in. The reason why I play basketball is because growing up I watched my brothers play basketball. So I play basketball. The reason when I was growing up I was playing soccer, right? The reason I did that was because my cousin played soccer. My cousin was a professional soccer player. So I played soccer as well. I played on his teams. There was a point in my life where I wanted to play soccer. I wanted to pursue it more than basketball. Growing up, my very first sport that I played in, it was fucking t-ball. The reason I played t-ball was because my oldest brother was a AAA fucking baseball player. That's why I played fucking t-ball, because I saw my brother. So that was my programming because of my atmosphere, right? The reason why I'm so into all of this mind stuff and like all of this like psychology and just like like spirituality and just like how you can get better and shit every day and like natural healing and all these things. The reason I'm into this shit is because of my mom. Like my mom is fucking crazy with all this stuff. The amount of notes my mom has is insane. She can write probably like fucking 11 books. It's not even a joke with the amount of information that she has written down and everything in her head, which is insane. Tip number 2 is journaling and positive affirmations to program your mind. You want to program your mind, you want to program your cells. If you've noticed the word, it's one very, very, very special fucking word, and we've used it our whole entire lives, and we've used this word so much in our lives. We almost use it almost every day, and that word is spelling. Think about that word for a second. Spelling. Spell. So what are you doing when you write on a piece of paper? You're spelling. Well, what does spell mean? There's two definitions to spell. Spell as in writing, spell something out. Or definition number 2 is what? You're casting a spell. So when you write things down like I am positive, when you write things down like I am healthy mentally, I am healthy physically, when you write things down like I am the best fucking content creator and I am the best content creator on YouTube, and you look yourself in the mirror or you just always repeat it, eventually, maybe at first you may not believe it, but eventually you're gonna trick yourself into believing it. And it's not even going to be a conscious thing. It's just going to be like, oh yeah, I'm the best. So what? I'm the best, right? So that's why journaling is very important, because you're spelling, you're casting spells upon yourself, right? So if you're writing down, I am positive. If you're writing down, I am healthy. If you're writing down, you know, like, I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm in a fucking healthy relationship. You're going to be in one because you're programming your cells. That means when something comes up within your relationship or whatever the case may be, either consciously or subconsciously, you're gonna fix it. You're gonna not fix the problem, but you're gonna learn how to deal with that situation way better because of your spelling. And I know it sounds fucking insane. It sounds so insane, but it works. It works like magic, because magic is real. So that's tip number 2. You want to cast spells, and you want to say positive things about yourself all the time. You don't want to have a single grain of doubt. And it's not something that's going to pop up in your mind. It's not like you're going to get rid of the doubt thought, like the doubting. It's not like you're going to get rid of the negative thoughts like on your first week, right? The whole goal or the whole point of doing these things is compounding. Just like how you compound your money, just like how you compound your assets, just like how you compound your knowledge through the studies and the amount of years that you spent studying, right? You compound that knowledge. The same thing goes with saying positive affirmations, right? So day 1, right, you're going to tell yourself, I'm Ghrizz Husky, which is my full name, or you're going to tell yourself, my name is Ghrizz and I'm fucking positive. I love myself. I love you. I love the person that I see in the mirror. You're so beautiful. Your hair's fucking beautiful. You're so confident. Your eyes are nice and blue. Everybody's so attracted to you. You're so beautiful. You say these positive things. You may not believe it on day 1, but I can almost guarantee you that on day fucking 7, day 14, day 21, day 100, you're going to have a little bit more of a belief towards what you're saying. I'm telling you, it works. You're casting. It's a spell. Right? And I don't know if you've noticed, like, that's why when you see people, like, they say, oh, I'm so depressed, I'm so miserable, right? And it's just like, you just look at them when they're saying that, and it's like, yeah, no fucking shit, because you constantly tell yourself that, or you're constantly thinking that. You don't need to hear somebody say something about themselves. You can just look at them and be like, he definitely looks at himself in the mirror and thinks about what I'm seeing right now, because he's projecting it through his energy, through his aura. You don't even have to hear him say it. You can just look at him and be like, he definitely thinks that about himself. He definitely thinks about him having a big forehead. He definitely thinks about him having that. He definitely thinks about him having that. Bro, it's so funny because, like, growing up, I was never really insecure. Like, my nose is broken. I don't know if you guys can see that. My nose is like it's moshed up. I got punched in my face when I was younger or some shit like that. I don't fucking know what happened. Whatever. My nose is broken. I don't even care. Like, my nose, I feel like I might have battled that insecurity maybe like once in my life, and it probably wasn't even for that long. But this is who I am, and this is me, right? And it's like, I'm no different from a fat person. I'm no different from any of these fucking people, right? Because this I can use as an insecurity and be like, oh damn, like, like, I don't want people looking at me. No, bro, who gives a fuck? My nose is broken. All right, cool. Like, if people ask me what happened to your nose, oh, I'm a fighter. Like, I could just, yeah, I box. Like, I'm a fighter. Like, that's what you can say, right? So, but if I was battling this insecurity and I was continuing to tell myself, like, you're beautiful, like, you look handsome, you're fucking great, people are attracted to you, your eyes are beautiful, your facial structure is amazing, everything, eventually I'm just gonna be like, bro, like, I don't even give a fuck. Yeah, my nose is broken. You have an issue? Like, but like, I don't even care, right? So it's like, that's why casting spells, that's why saying positive things, writing positive things down, and just reading what you write is literally like the best thing. And how does this, now the question is, you might be asking, how does this correlate with anxiety, right? Well, think about it, right? If we're thinking about the past, right, that means we're depressed. If we're thinking about the future, we're anxious. If we're thinking about the future and we're so anxious, what does that mean? What does that mean? Why do we keep thinking about it? Why are we so worried about the future? Well, that just shows that we have lack of confidence of the future. We lack confidence. So, for example, if I have a basketball game, or I'm not in school, right? School is not really like, it's not really for me, and I'm pretty sure you've heard this thousands of fucking times from multiple thousands of people. Like, school is generally just not for me. I feel like I can go learn everything that somebody will learn getting a bachelor's degree. I feel like I can just go learn that shit for free. The only difference is that they're paying for fucking a piece of paper that they can show to an employer, and I'm not. But it doesn't matter, right? But back to what I was saying, back on track. Like, if for example, if you're worried or you're anxious about a test, right, that's coming up, and like you wake up in the morning and you're just like, you have anxiety, and like you're like, maybe you have an anxiety attack going through like whatever you're studying and shit. Well, what does that show? What does that say to you, right? That shows your lack of confidence. You're lacking confidence in your ability to perform on the test. You're lacking confidence in your ability to perform, in whatever the fuck it is that's coming up. You're lacking confidence and ability to perform in the future of your life. Oh, I'm so scared of growing up, blah, 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 and you're fucking anxious and shit because you are not confident. So that's another affirmation that you can apply to yourself and practice it and see if it helps you, the person that's dealing with anxiety. Figure it out. My name's Ghrizz. I'm the most fucking confident YouTuber on this fucking planet. Nobody can take control of my mind. I'm the only one on this planet that has control of my mind. Nobody can influence me in the negative direction. Positive. So, that's tip number 2, okay? You want to cast positive spells onto yourself. Fuck, I've been recording for 30 minutes already. Pop these lights on. All right, tip number 3. I'm going to take a seat now. We're changing up the scenery again, kind of. So, tip number 3, what do I want to give to you guys? What do I want to say? What could I say for tip number 3? What else did I do when I was battling anxiety? Tip number 3. I got it. Remove yourself from all social media. The reason why I say this is because when you are on social media, you are indulging in somebody else's life. You now become a part of thousands of people, if not hundreds of people, depending on how many people you follow and how many times, like, or how much time you spend on social media a day. But you are basically seeing the highlight of people's lives. Nobody posts the bad things ever, right? And you essentially are seeing the highlight of people's lives. And when you see that, you start to tear yourself down because automatically it's human nature. You start to compare yourself to that person. So when you see that, homeboy fucking is making all this money, whatever, right? You're sitting there and you're like, damn, like, I need to step up my game. And then you start to think bad about yourself because you just think, damn, where did I go wrong? Well, I went wrong here. I'm doing this and that, and he's doing that and that, and what the fuck? I should be doing the same shit. All this crap, all these thoughts come in your mind, and guess what? It's not even fucking a conscious thing that's happening. It's a subconscious thing because of your, tip number 2, programming. Your subconscious mind is programmed in a negative manner. You need to program your subconscious mind into a positive one. When you do that, you have now established light within yourself, okay? Back to tip number 3. If your subconscious mind is not programmed in a positive manner, social media is going to destroy you. It's going to fucking kill you, okay? Now think about it. People, every single day, every fucking hour, people are scrolling through social media. I was doing the same shit, and I still was battling with it even after I beat anxiety. I was still dealing with it. The reason why is because it's fucking addictive. It's understandable because, and on top of that, I create content. So like I have to be on social media and I have to see like, okay, what's going on? Can I hop on some trends? Blah, 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 whatever. But it's like think about it, bro. Like it's literally everybody. The funny thing is everybody's aware that they're getting dopamine hits off scrolling through TikTok, but nobody does anything about it, right? And maybe that's your problem with you battling anxiety. And this is not tip number 4, but this is just like a note that you can put on the side. Maybe that's the reason why you've been battling anxiety for so fucking long, is because you've been watching videos like this, potentially, and you've been given so much information, but you're just given it and you're just like, whatever. Or that information sits with you, but you don't apply it to yourself. Ever heard of the saying, practice what you preach? Right? So that's literally that, right? Like if you're giving somebody else advice on anxiety, but you've never fucking, cured your own anxiety, like what the fuck are you doing? And that's another reason. It's like I talk to people that have battled with like mental illnesses before and shit, and they talk about like, yeah, like I wanna become a psychologist. Well, it's like, buddy, first of all, fucking cure yourself before you start going to heal other people. Because if you don't know how to cure your fucking self, what makes you think the information you're gonna give to somebody else is gonna fucking work? Right? Like it's literally like that. Like why, like where, like all these psychologists, right? Like they all probably still deal with fucking anxiety. They all still deal with whatever mental illnesses and shit. And it's just like, why are you my psychologist if you haven't cured yourself? It's like a teacher teaching you how to make $1 million, but he's never made $1 million in his life. That makes no fucking sense. Makes 0 sense. So I'm off track. Tip number 3. Social media, you want to get rid of it. Why? Because it has dopamine hits. These social media companies are fucking multi hundreds of billions, if not, they're $1 trillion, bro, they're fucking $1 trillion companies. They're $1 trillion companies, okay? They have the money to hire professional psychologists. Now we're still talking about psychologists. But listen, bro, they hire because there's still good psychologists out there. There's fucking people out there that know how the mind works. I can tell you this, not just some fucking university professor. Like there's some other fuckers out there that know about the mind, right? And they utilize their knowledge towards their own mind, right? But these people, they're hired by these $1 trillion fucking social media companies to do what? To implement certain tactics and strategies to keep the consumers. Well, who are the consumers? We are the consumers. You are a consumer. I am a consumer. Why? Because you are on a platform right now watching me. So you are on one of their fucking platforms. And these people, sit at the round table with whatever other executives and developers and all this shit. They sit there and they implement their psychological ideas. And they pretty much, they just put it there. And they use they use the knowledge of these people and they put it into their apps. So for example, go on Instagram right now, okay? When you go on Instagram on your phone, when you go on Instagram and you're on the homepage, swipe down. You'll notice that the screen goes down and then it shoots back up, right? And then the page refreshes. What the fuck does that resemble, bro? What does that resemble? You ever been to the casino and you pull the lever down and cha-ching and then there's a spin? It literally resembles that. And that is a form of hitting your fucking dopamine. So when you're doing that all day, what do you think's happening to your mind? What do you think's happening? Your mind, your brain, you're fucking becoming stale. Your body, you're destroying your brain. You're becoming stale by constantly hitting fucking dopamine. Just constantly, right? It's not good. So remove yourself from social media because that's number 1. And the number 2 is you're watching other people and you're
you're pulling focus out of yourself. You're pulling your focus away from yourself and you're putting it towards somebody else. You're projecting all of your energy and all of your focus onto somebody else, which is leading you away from you and yourself and your well-being, right? Because like you could be like, oh my god, they dropped a new Netflix TV show, I want to watch it, and then it's just like, okay, you're on a rush home, right? And you just really want to watch a TV show, so you just make yourself a pizza. Don't get me wrong, bro, I had pizza the other day and pizza's fucking amazing. I love it, and that's something that I'm still practicing and battling with, right? Is eating healthy, because that's something that, like, I have a sweet tooth. I get it from my dad. I don't know why, but like I have a crazy sweet tooth. If I could eat fucking candy, ice cream, all this shit all day, I would. But I've slowly gained the knowledge and I've slowly started to understand that this is not really good for me. It's not serving me and it fucks up my energy, right? So I'm practicing that. But still, there's people out there that are completely delusional to it and they just think, yeah, pizza, carbs. Yeah, do you know what carbs is? Like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? So it all depends on how you want to optimize. Back to what I was saying, because I'm going off track once again. You want to remove yourself from places that remove your mind from yourself, right? Even music, even fucking like Netflix, even obviously the news, like everybody knows this, even school. Like, school doesn't teach you about yourself. School gives you a booklet, the answers are there. The school doesn't teach you how to think. It gets fucking insane. School doesn't teach you how to focus. I hope you guys know that. School does not teach you how to focus. School tells you to focus. When you are in class, you are talking, and the teachers, let's say you're talking with somebody and the teacher's like giving a lesson or you're doing whatever, and the teacher says, stop, you need to focus. Focus. They tell you to focus, they don't teach you how to. Well, I don't fucking know how to focus because nobody fucking teaches me. They just tell you to focus. So they program this word into the kid, and the kid doesn't even know how to fucking like utilize that fucking context. It doesn't make any sense, right? So that's step number 3, or tip number. That's tip number 3. Okay, you wanna remove yourself from attention grabbing places that are basically just gonna remove you from the awareness of yourself. Okay. Step number 4, or tip number 4. What can I say? What can we say for tip number 4? Let me think. What else did I do? You know what's funny? This is actually something that helped a lot. Okay, this one was something, and it was pretty weird because people like when you're pursuing something, when you're pursuing like whatever it is, right? Like if you're just attacking a goal, you don't really want to like do anything other than that, right? So let's just say, like, for me, content creation, like I love content creation. I want to create content for the rest of my life, and it's just like, okay, well, I just need to go. I want to hit hard. If it's not correlated with content, I don't want to deal with it. And when I was battling the anxiety, one thing I started to do more often was just chill. Like I had the friends around and I'd just be like, yo, like, let's go out. Like, let's go play pool. Let's go bowling. Like, let's go like for a drive. Let's go to like this landmark, right? Even though it was in the middle of the winter, it's like, let's just go to this landmark and just hang out. Or like, yeah, go for drives. Or like, let's just like, oh, there's a UFC fight. I still watch UFC, right? But it's like, oh, there's a UFC fight on. Okay, like, let's indulge in the fight this weekend. That basically, like, that helped me a lot. And what I can say to basically summarize what I just said is, be busy. Why do you want to be busy? The reason why you want to be busy, and this is kind of contradicting what I was saying before with like, removing your focus from yourself. But the reason why I say this is because you can balance 2 and 2, and it will help you. And it's a pretty optimal practice that you can do. And the reason why I say it is because your mind, you put your mind essentially in a different place. So when you're let's say you're bowling, right? You're focused on the game, right? When you're just out, like you're sightseeing, like you're just focused on what you're seeing. So you're being removed from internally what you're battling. And sometimes that's a form of therapy, right? It's like talking to people. Like I said in tip 1, it's like talking to people, and yeah, I know that, like, we talked about like dopamine and like going out or like being on social media and all that shit, right? And it's kind of contradicting what the fuck I said, but that's still one thing that I did that I realized, or I recognized, it did take me away from my anxiety. But then when I was alone, I had to still, put in the work into my mind, meaning like journaling, positive affirmations, all that stuff. Tip number 4, I don't really know what to say. Tip number 4 for me, a message that I can say for you is with tip number 4 regarding going out and spending time with people and just like hanging out. One thing I can say about that is it helped me, and try it for yourself and see if it helps you. I'm not saying it's going to help you 100%, but it did help me for a certain period of time. But obviously then when I was alone, I still had to put in the work, right? Which is why we have the other tips there. So tip number 5 though, what was tip number 5? It was a good one too. What time is it? Tip number 5 is, for me, what I also noticed was a routine. So I built myself a tiny little routine. So when I would wake up at between 6 and 7 o'clock, and I would be up, and I would go downstairs, and I would have a cup of water because I wasn't drinking coffee. I wasn't consuming any caffeine because that would spike my my anxiety. But I would basically go downstairs. I would have a cup of water, and I would just like stare out the window, and I would just like hang out, no phone. So when my alarm would go off, I would like look away, but I would try to like from the corner of my eye, I wouldn't want to look at notifications, so I would like I would have to turn the alarm off, like kind of just like looking down like this, right? Just not trying to read anything and indulge anything right away. And then so I'd go downstairs. I'd have my cup of water, and I'd look out the window, and I just hang out, no phone. Okay, phone would not be anywhere. And then that was my morning routine, and like I would do a stretch, and then I'd like get to work. Like I'd open my laptop, I'd do some work on my laptop, maybe edit a video here and there, or write some stuff down. That's another thing. I would journal. Now, journaling was a part of my daily routine, but sometimes I would journal in the morning, and then sometimes I would journal at night. Then just like throughout my day, like I was just doing whatever I had to deal with throughout my day. But the goal was to create a routine to set you up for the day. So you need to wake up, and you need to figure a certain time frame out that is going to essentially line you up for the day. So people like to wake up and go to the gym and work out because why? They feel that when they go and get their blood flowing in the morning, they have more energy. And this is scientifically proven. Like you have more energy when you wake up in the morning, and the first thing if you get active first thing in the morning, right? You have more energy throughout the day. And it's true because when I wake up in the morning, the first thing, not the first thing, I'm lying to you. The first 5 things that I do in the morning is wake up. When I wake up, alarm goes off. So let's not include that because I don't really include that alarm. So I turn the alarm off. Now my alarm is set across my room, so I have to actually get out of bed to turn my alarm off, right? So I get up, turn my alarm off. That's not one, bro, but when the alarm goes off, I get up. First thing I do is make my bed. Second thing I do is take a piss. Third thing I do is stretch. The fourth thing I do is push-ups. I do 100 push-ups first 5 things in the morning is push-ups. And then after push-ups, number 5 is open my laptop and pretty much just like get to work. And then like there comes coffee. I don't eat. And the first thing in the morning I don't eat. And I know that if you've looked into like how to combat anxiety and all that stuff and being anxious in the mornings or just being anxious overall, they recommend you eat a big breakfast. But here's something you need to understand. My life, the current point that I'm in right now, my mind state and everything, where I am right now in my life, it is optimal for me not to eat breakfast, to skip breakfast, and to just have lunch after 12. So which is why I'm intermittent fasting. I haven't eaten last night since 6 o'clock, 6:30. It's 11:16 right now. And I'm probably going to break my fast after this video. The reason why I'm doing this is because I wake up at 6 a.m. When I wake up at 6 a.m., I'm doing mental work. It's not like I'm doing physical work. So if I'm going out, like if I'm physically going out to work somewhere, right, it'd be ideal to have a breakfast. But if you're doing something that costs you brain power, you need to optimize your brain strength. Meaning, don't put anything in your body so that all the energy is being put here and projected. Rather, if you were to eat a big breakfast, then go work, you'll notice you'll be falling asleep at your desk. You'll be falling asleep in class. You won't be focused. Why? Because where's that energy going that helps you focus? Where's that energy going that helps you task or that helps you work? where does that energy go? It doesn't go here. It goes into digesting your big food it goes into digesting the big breakfast that you ate. So you need to take that's why I'm saying, like, be aware of where are you in your current state of mind and what is the optimal thing to do. So for me right now, in the current point that I'm in, is it's optimal for me not to eat breakfast so that I have more brain power to focus on things that I'm working on in the mornings, right? And then for you, right, they recommend like eat a big breakfast because that it combats, anxiousness. And for me, I think I might have tried it and I don't remember the results of it, but I'm gonna put this out there for you to try it out. Try it out for yourself. Everybody's gonna react differently to the tips that I give, right? So you want to figure out what works best for you, and then when you figure that out, you want to sharpen that and you want to work towards it. Everything is a practice. Nothing is do this, do that, do that. It's a practice. So practice journaling, practice like meditating, practice like journaling is a form of meditation, right? But like practice meditating, practice like building a routine, practice. What else did I cover? Practice positive affirmations, practice talking to people, because sometimes you may not want to talk to people and it's totally understandable. You don't want to express your feelings towards people. It's understandable because I was like that as well. I've gone a lot better at it because I've practiced it the last couple of years. So you want to practice expressing your feelings, expressing how you are feeling towards somebody that you trust, or if you have trust issues that you may trust, right? So that's another thing. With all the tips that I gave you, okay, what I want you to do is I want you to take them, and I don't want you to just go at them right away. I want you to analyze everything I gave you, and I want you to really figure out, okay, he said to journal and to say positive things about myself. Is this going to work? You want to analyze it and then see if it works. Try it for 2 days, 3 days. See if it works. See if you see any changes, because self-awareness is very important when you're trying to develop and grow. Right? And right now, the point that you're in right now in your mind state, your mind needs to grow. You need to reconstruct your mind, right? So this is that tip. You want to take it, analyze it, and see if it's going to benefit you. Same thing with, like I said, eating a big breakfast or talking to people. Is that going to fit into who you are and how you operate? Maybe, maybe not. But that's something for you to figure out. I don't have that answer for you. I'm just giving you tips that helped me. And I know that there's a lot of people like me out there that could definitely use the tips that I've given. So with all that being said, if you have any questions, comment down below, or if you want to keep your comments discreet, message me personally on social media. I'd be happy to chat. And yeah, with that being said, if you guys want a second part, we can do a second part. I want to do live streams. I think I want to start live streaming. I'm going to build a computer, obviously, that I can like live stream on. And I started playing video games again. I took like 7 months or 6 months away from video games. I'm playing video games a little bit now. I'm running a little bit of Fortnite, so it's just something I'm doing to hang out. But I might start streaming again because I want to do these things live. I want to talk live. Imagine I spend an hour. Let's say I spend an hour like twice a week, right? Where I hop on live, and you know, if you are interested in this type of content, like, you just hop in, ask me questions, and we talk. We can cover shit. We go on Google, you know, and we cover shit, man. Where's this guy getting his information from? Well, here's the site that I got my information from. Take it. Here's the articles. Here's the documents. Here's the videos that I watched. Go watch them for yourself. See if they resonate with you. See if they're gonna help, like if they would help you or not, right? So that's the whole idea that I have with like live streaming, and I think that I want to do that. And back to what I was saying before, I don't know if I actually covered the reason as to why I'm making a video like this, is because like there's no value in like I said, right? Like I'm getting all, like I have all this knowledge, right? And I do all these practices, right? And I'm just like, I feel like a dick face if I don't share them with you guys, right? That's just personally how I feel. And another thing is because there's no, you don't get no value. Like you come and you watch me vlog and you watch me play basketball, and then like that's it. That's the end of the video. And it's like for 15 minutes you just watched me play basketball, and it's like, what did you get out of your life in 15 minutes other than watching me play basketball and probably laugh at me missing an open layup? Like, what else did you get from that? Nothing, right? But in this sense, in the video like this is a relatable video. This is a video that, hey, a lot of you motherfuckers are dealing with, and don't even fucking be ashamed of it. Don't say, oh, I'm not dealing with it, because you are, right? And it's like, this is a video that's going to help at least one person. If it helps one fucking person, guess what? Big dubs. So yeah, that's pretty much the whole thing. So my arms are tired. I need to eat breakfast. I'm about to break my fast. Here's another here's another suggestion, or another tip. Okay, whether you're a guy, whether you're a girl, it doesn't matter, right? Because like at the end of the day, we're only human, and we're all trying to get better, right? It doesn't matter. We're all trying to get better. But let me give you guys a suggestion, or not a suggestion. Let me give you guys a little thing that you can practice before every meal, because we're all fucking spoiled. All of us are fucking spoiled. We're spoiled humans. Our species is spoiled, okay? We would not survive against other planets because we're fucking spoiled. Everything's handed to us on this planet. But here's something to practice, okay? Before every meal, do some type of thing that is gonna earn you your meal, okay? So, whether it's physically, where you do push-ups, you do a workout, or it's mentally. Okay, dinner's about to be ready in 20 minutes. I'm gonna read 10 pages of a book, and then I will earn my dinner that way, right? So you wanna do something like that. You wanna practice something like that because it teaches you, and it essentially programs you to not be fucking a spoiled brat, because I was spoiled growing up. I was a mommy's boy, the youngest in the family. Everybody loved me, right? So it's like, you know, now, like, I don't know how the fuck I ended up like this, to be honest. Like, I could have been some fucking spoiled bitch, smoking weed, doing all this fucking crap. I don't know how the fuck I ended up like this. But I'm fucking grateful for it. I don't take any of it for granted. I'm so grateful for the knowledge that I have in my mind. And now it's time to share with you guys. And it's now time to utilize it. So, before every meal, you want to do something that is going to basically make you deserve that fucking food. Last two things but not least, okay? One, expect streams coming very soon. I gotta build the PC first. I'm gonna do some streams, drop some hard fucking gems. And number two, expect more videos like this, because I feel like a lot of people are gonna resonate with this, and I feel like, you know, we can all help each other at the end of the day, right? So I'm gonna drop more videos like this. And I'm still going to drop Hooper videos because I'm not even going to show you guys yet, but I have an idea, or not an idea, way past an idea. It's something that I'm launching very soon. And I'm excited. So, yeah, with that being said, thank you for watching again for like the 90th time. I'm going to go feed my cat, feed myself, do my push-ups, and I'll catch you guys on the flip. Peace.